Welcome back to Insert Brain Here, a Simpsons podcast. I'm your host David, and with me as always is my co-host Connor.
You're gosh darn right.
Okay, today we're talking about Season 2, Episode 6, Dead Putting Society.
You know why it's called Dead Putting Society, David?
I don't know. Why is it called Dead Putting Society?
That's a parody of the title of the movie, Dead Poet Society.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Oh, fucking hell.
That's a little glimpse into the mind of me and into Three Blind Mice trivia.
It is.
You'll get more of that later in the episode if you stick around and listen.
Yes.
Wow, what an insight.
What?
What?
What a fucking time. Hold
What?
on.
What was the original air date?
15th of November, 1990.
Correct.
And what was this episode about?
Well, you see what happens is Homer's mowing the grass, even though Bart's meant to be doing it, but Bart's doing a science experiment, so Homer has to do it.
Mm-hmm.
He's mowing it with this horrible old mower. It's not electric, it's push-based, it's not doing a good job cutting the grass. Homer has crabgrass, it's a whole thing.
Yep.
And Ned Flanders is like, let me give you some advice, and Homer doesn't like that.
Mm-hmm.
Homer asks for a Duff beer from Marge, but they're all out of beer. And so Ned Flanders invites Homer down into his basement, which has been converted into a rumpus room / bar type area.
Mm-hmm.
Maud Flanders gives Homer and Ned a plate of sandwiches. Homer
Todd.
has... What?
Todd comes down, but I
No,
don't
he
know.
doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Todd comes down with his
No, he
science project.
fucking... yeah, he really does.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm just trying to sober up. Well, okay. He gets a beer, and Maud Flanders comes down and gives him some sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
And then Todd Flanders comes down. Todd Flanders comes down, has a little chat with his dad, and Homer's like, alright, I get it. You're throwing your good life in my face.
Mm-hmm.
Your beer comes from further away than my beer comes from.
Mm-hmm.
You have a better relationship with your son and I with my son,
Mm-hmm.
and your wife has a better arse than my wife has.
Yeah.
Or
Farmer ass, I think it was.
farmer butt.
Yes. Farmer butt. Yes.
Farmer butt than my wife has.
Yes.
They have a bit of a bust up. Ned Flanders is like, I think you should leave. Homer leaves. Then Ned Flanders feels a little bit bad about it because he's like, I'm meant to be a good Christian and I threw this man at my house. He phones Reverend Lovejoy. Reverend Lovejoy's like, whatever, man, just say you're sorry, but in like a quiet, kind of nice, calm way. So Ned Flanders writes him a letter. He writes him a
love
note.
letter, basically.
Basically, yeah. And Homer's making fun of it with Bart and Lisa. Marge is trying not to show that she's making fun of it, but really she is.
Yes, she is.
She has a little giggle outside of the room. And then Homer's like, I'm in such a good mood. Let's go mini golfing.
Yeah. And get milkshakes and stuff.
And get frosted chocolate milkshakes, which is a reference to the Tracy Ullman show.
Yes.
The first direct reference to the Tracy Ullman show in like a retrospective kind of look at this thing we used to do in the past kind of way. Homer says frosted chocolate milkshakes in season 1, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think that's meant to be like a funny joke reference to the past.
Yeah.
I think it's just a thing that he says at that point.
Right, yeah.
And they go to the mini golf. They go to the Dead Putting Society. They go to the mini golf.
Yeah.
And who's there also golfing? It's Ned
Ned.
Flanders and Todd.
And his son, Todd.
Rod is in this episode, but only briefly in a non-speaking role. So Homer is freaking out that he can't get a shot through in this big mechanical gorilla. Very funny shot where he looks like the gorilla.
Yes.
They make a bet, Homer and Ned,
Yeah.
because there's a tournament coming up, a mini golf tournament.
Yeah.
They make a bet that whoever's son beats the other son, the father of the boy who does not win
Yeah.
will be forced to go out and mow the opponent's lawn
Mm-hmm.
in their wife's Sunday best dress.
Yeah.
Lisa trains Bart. Bart and Todd Flanders come in. They're right at the very end. It's neck and neck. And they both decide, let's call it quits here. Neither of us should win because this is 2 tenths our fathers are putting up to this. Let's call it a draw.
Mm-hmm.
Ned Flanders is like, my God, thank Christ that we didn't have to actually go out and mow the opponent's lawn in a dress. What a silly idea. And Homer's like, no, you buffoon. We are now both fathers of children who did not win. And as a result, we both have to do this.
Mm-hmm.
My doing it will be a small price to pay to see you doing it. So they both do it. But Ned Flanders is like, this is actually quite fun.
Mm-hmm.
And Homer's annoyed at that.
Yeah.
End of the recap. That's the end of the episode.
Sounded more like the end of a Mario level. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that. But yes. I don't know why that was funny.
David, what did you think of the episode?
Thought it was good.
God damn it, you son of a gun. We've been over this.
Time. I'm aware. Hold on.
Give me, please, your real, honest, deep, big brain, smart opinions. Dig deep in your heart and tell me what you really thought about Dead Potting Society, the 6th episode of the 2nd season of The Simpsons.
So, my honest opinion on this is that I thought it was an okay episode. I quite like it because it was...
I thought you were going to go as I thought it was good.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought this was a good one.
Yeah.
No,
I thought it was okay. I thought it was just okay, but I think that's because I quite like a lot of the stupidity that comes in the sort of upcoming seasons.
Yeah,
very shortly. They're like the ones that I really
that
really
kind of
like.
You mean from the Homer and Flanders rivalry?
Yeah.
Rivalry.
Yes. So I really like a lot of the stupidity that comes into it, but I do also very much appreciate the fact that it is a simple episode.
It's very grounded.
It's a very realistic sort of episode.
It's the kind of thing that I think could fit into any episode of a standard sitcom.
Yeah, like
Married with Children, Malcolm in the Middle, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think would be worse off for having come from a live action sitcom.
Yes, yeah.
Because the best jokes in the episode, which are all the mini golf stuff, all the big huge gorilla that Homer's imitating the movements of.
Yeah.
Abraham Lincoln with his legs. Not even the best jokes of the episodes, more so the most standout visuals of the episode.
Yes, yeah.
It's those and that scene of Bart and Lisa on top of a mountain overlooking Springfield.
Yes, yeah.
And both those things would have been lost in a live action adaptation of this episode.
They would, yeah.
Especially your kind of 90s TV sitcom budget.
Yeah, that kind of
I think it really would have fallen apart there.
It would.
Which just goes to show the strength of The Simpsons, especially during this era where it was still so grounded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought it was. I think it gets overshadowed by some of the better episodes. To be fair, though, it's really not a bad episode or anything. It is way better than some of the other ones we've already seen.
Yeah,
like the last one.
Dancing
Homer.
Oh, dance! Don't bring up Dancing Homer.
Life.
We don't need to go into that again.
No, we're not.
If you haven't listened to the previous episode, and you should, you'll know that we are not fans of the episode Dancing Homer.
Not at all.
We thought that it was a very poor episode.
Yes. So there are definitely worse episodes, obviously.
Yeah.
But I just think it gets a little overshadowed by some of the episodes in this season. But I do like the fact that it's a nice sort of kickoff to the rivalry.
It's also it's the beginning of a lot of things. It's the beginning, I guess, of Homer and Flanders' rivalry, which actually, if we're being real, began in season 1, episode 1.
Yes, it did.
Homer struggling to provide Christmas for his family, and Ned Flanders and his older boy, Rod Flanders, are Christmas shopping and have a large assortment of Christmas presents, whereas Homer has very little.
Yeah. And
then again in the Simpsons Call of the Wild episode.
Yes, yeah.
Call of the Simpsons, that's it.
Yeah. The
Flanders have a
RV.
big fancy RV and Homer's jealous of that.
Yeah.
So the seeds have been sown, but I feel like this is us really seeing it come to fruition.
Yeah, this is like a proper loggerheads, like the first sort of time it's come to that.
Yeah.
Whereas otherwise it's just sort of like neighbourly showing off more than anything else.
And it's almost like the catalyst to a larger issue in those episodes.
Yes, yeah.
Ned Flanders is an antagonist of Homer early on in the plots of both those episodes, but he doesn't play a larger role later in the episodes.
Yeah. So yeah, I think
It's also the beginning of Ned Flanders' association with Christianity.
Yeah.
This is the first time that ever comes up. It doesn't play a role in his season 1 appearances.
Yeah.
It's also, I guess, the beginning of the idea of having other Simpsons characters and members of the town of Springfield make an appearance in crowd shots.
Yes,
We
as
pointed
opposed
out
to the background.
There's still those weird background freaks.
There are a couple.
But sprinkled in, there's like Principal Skinner, Ed Knickerbocker, and Otto, and Dewey Largo, who's the music teacher.
Yeah.
All four of those show
Ralph
up.
Wiggum was in it as well, wasn't he?
No, that's
no, that was just his.
But all four
name,
of those characters that I named show up at the mini golf tournament at the end of the episode, sprinkled in with a crowd of weird random characters.
Yeah.
But later on in later seasons of the show, you would see that all crowds are made up of previously used people who have played a role in the town of Springfield.
Yeah.
In different episodes. And when we get to those seasons, we'll maybe talk a bit about the pros and the cons. Maybe do an entire episode where we just go through the history of kind of different crowd work in The Simpsons.
Yeah.
And see what's evolved and what we prefer. I think the if I was to make a prediction now, I would say the best answer is probably somewhere in the middle.
Yes.
You don't want a crowd of freaks.
No.
But you don't want a crowd of only recognised characters.
Yeah.
Because then when the show introduces a new person to the town of Springfield, you say, well, where have they been in previous crowd shots? Because all crowds are made up of people who live in the town of Springfield.
Yeah.
There's no random characters anymore. So why haven't they appeared previously?
Exactly. And how do we know the entire town, but it's also the exact same recurring people?
Yes. Except this one person.
Yeah. But yeah. No, I think it's quite good overall. But it's just a bit overshadowed, I think.
David, do you know what it's time for?
Is it time for Eye on Springfield?
Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. That's the sound of the theme for Eye on Springfield, the segment where we cover characters who made their first appearance in this very episode of The Simpsons.
Very good. Yes.
First appearance of Maud Flanders.
Yes, that would be Ned's wife.
Yes, mother of Rod and Todd.
That's the one.
Who sadly isn't longed for this world.
No.
Sorry to spoil later seasons for you. If you're watching through the show for the first time with this podcast as your companion. Okay. What are your thoughts on Maud Flanders in her first appearance, David? It's sometimes hard, I think, for us to do first appearances because we can't help but be influenced by the fact that we've seen so many later episodes of The Simpsons often so many times.
Yeah.
The idea of who Maud Flanders is kind of ingrained in our brains, I think. So it can kind of be hard to be like, what do you think of Maud Flanders?
No.
Based on this, her first appearance. Really, this podcast should have a person who's never seen The Simpsons before. Yeah. But I would say that's almost impossible.
For any episode of The Simpsons, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say for the entire show.
I would say, largely speaking, someone who hasn't seen...
To not have any idea of who Ned Flanders is.
Yeah, to try and find someone who hasn't seen at least a good, solid few seasons worth.
Even hasn't seen episodes but is aware.
It's going to be quite difficult, especially to get someone who isn't aware just generally who certain characters are just because of cultural knowledge.
Kind of how it's seeped into the cultural zeitgeist.
Yeah.
But what were your thoughts on Maud Flanders' first appearance?
Well, it was alright, to be honest. It was just sort of like... wasn't really anything special. She didn't really do all that much, to be fair.
It's interesting that she didn't appear in season 1.
Yeah. I think there's a few characters in season 1 that just didn't have any flesh about them.
She doesn't show up at all.
There. Yeah, I know, but I mean, not her. I mean, in Ned. You're fleshing out Ned's family. We're not really
Yes.
seeing Maud as an individual character yet, I don't think.
No, it's just
We're really just seeing Maud as Ned's family.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you want to know what Google tab I had open?
What?
All dogs go to heaven.
Of course.
Aaron Springfield, first appearance of Rod Flanders.
All right, nice.
Yeah, as it turns out, I think it's a non-speaking role.
Yes, it is.
He's just there at the end when the family are making that big group prayer,
Yeah.
which is an interesting first appearance for a character.
Yeah.
Because I feel like in later seasons you could argue that Todd Flanders, even though he's the younger sibling, is the less prominent of the two.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just how the brain works. So you kind of assume that the taller, older sibling is going to have had more of an impact.
I guess. Maybe.
Whatever.
But yeah.
First appearance of Mrs. Norton. And I'm not talking about bloody Norton security anti-piracy websites, man.
No, Mrs. Norton.
Mrs. Norton. Who's Mrs. Norton, David?
That the librarian.
It is. Well remembered. Wow.
Very good.
Surprised you remembered that.
I know. Me too.
First appearance, David, of Ralph.
Is that Ralph Wiggum?
Oh, no. He appears in this episode, but by name only.
Right. Oh,
He's
right,
on the
of course.
scoreboard as having gone up against Bart before his final matchup with Todd Flanders.
Yeah.
Which means that technically he came in third or fourth, depending.
Yes, depending on... Well, he might have actually not been up against Bart, actually, because of the way the scoreboard's laid out. Or the sort of the leader...
No, he's
Not
up
the
against
leader,
Bart. It's like Bart versus Ralph. And then the next match is Bart versus... So it's like Bart versus Ralph and then Todd versus someone that we can't see. And then the match after that is both those winners going on to versus each other.
Wiggum and another name.
No, it's Wiggum and Simpson.
Is it Wiggum and Simpson?
It is.
All right, okay. I was obviously just reading the name above that and just wasn't thinking about
If I'm wrong, put in a big AI voice that says, Wrongo. Put it in here.
Very good.
If you didn't hear the sound of a voice saying wrongo, it means I was right.
Yep. Or you forgot.
First appearance of Ralph, David. Who's Ralph? Come on. His
who the
name
fuck
is
else?
said in the episode, I'll give you that. Someone says Ralph. They say it to him.
What the fuck is in the episode again?
Who would be a new character who's made his first appearance in this episode where a character, she says his name? Or they say his name, rather.
She.
Oh, we're giving the game away a little bit. How many she's are in the episode? It's not
Lisa's
Maud.
doing... Is it the guy... there's a dude stacking the shelves in the library.
Yes,
is that
that's
Ralph?
correct. Ralph,
Nice.
who works at the library.
Right.
First
right.
appearance of Ralph, who works at the library.
Very good. Very good.
Big sigh.
Yep.
That's the end of...
What a part to have in The Simpsons, eh?
I forgot I have to do this. That's the end of Ion Springfield. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Ion
good.
Springfield. It's finished. It's over. It's done.
Perfect.
We'll eyeball you next week. Yes, son of a gun. What's the next segment of the podcast?
We discuss a little bit of stuff.
Oh no, my least favourite segment of the podcast where we
Filler.
do a little bit of stuff.
Filler.
My least favourite part of our podcast episode. Between Ion Springfield and whatever the segment
Three
after.
Blind Mice trivia.
Oh,
I'm on it
three blind mice.
We're not
Trivia!
We're not doing a theme. I mean, you know what? Fuck it. You're doing the singing.
3 blind mice. Trivia! This is 3 blind... This is 3 blind mice trivia. The bit of the episode where I say trivia and David goes, alright. David goes, oh, very good. David, at the beginning of the episode, you might remember that Bart's chalkboard sentence reads, I am not a 32-year-old woman.
Yes.
This is a reference to voice actor Nancy Cartwright's age at the time of production, which was 32. She provides the voice of Bart Simpson as well as some other characters.
All right. Very good.
You got anything else you want to say about that?
Not at all.
Oh, yeah, come on.
Yeah, no.
Come on,
Only
man.
32?
Yeah, only 32.
Only 32 at that point.
I would have thought younger. Because this is only season 2.
It's a good point. Yeah, season 2. Yeah, I suppose. To be fair, though, I've only seen her in later interviews, largely speaking. So,
well, you've seen her at least in the year 1998.
good point.
You know why, David?
Why?
Because she's in the movie Godzilla. Remember in the Harvey Firestein episode, Simpson and Delilah?
Oh, fuck aye.
Where I was like, we need to cover Godzilla because Harvey Firestein, who's in The Simpsons, is in Godzilla. And it turns out he's not. He's in Independence Day, which is basically the same movie. But Nancy Cartwright and Harry Shearer, who are both voice actors in The Simpsons, one of the core 5.
Glad you're crushing the shit out of that ball right next to the mic.
2 of the
Toss it away.
No, it's still got water.
All right, okay.
2 of the core 5 who are in the movie Godzilla.
Yeah.
Harry Shearer, of course, voices Mr. Burns,
Yes.
Ned Flanders, Smithers, among other characters.
Yeah.
And Nancy Cartwright, of course, voices Bart Simpson, Ralph Wiggum, Nelson Muntz, among other characters.
Yes.
For this episode, the animators went on a field trip to a local miniature golf course to study the mechanics of a golf club swing.
Like hell, they needed to go on that.
Seems like
they just it was an excuse to get a day out.
to go to a mini golf course and do some mini golfing. That's what it was an excuse to do. And good on them, I say.
Oh yeah, fucking right. Might as well have some fun while you're there.
Jeff, this further proves that was not necessary.
Right.
Jeff Martin, who was a writer on this episode, was an experienced miniature golfer and based much of the golf-related scenes in the script on his own experience.
So like how a fucking golf club swings.
Exactly.
Especially when you're only sitting there with a putter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Homer tells Bart to name his putter in an homage to Full Metal Jacket, 1987, directed by Stanley Kubrick. Where Gunnery Sergeant Hartman, staying in, tells the recruits to name their weapons. Vincent D'Onofrio's character, Private Pyle, names his rifle Charlene, the same name that Homer gives to Bart's putter. What did you think of that bit of trivia, David?
That was great. I like a little homage to a cracking little film.
I haven't seen Full Metal Jacket in years.
Me neither. It's an odd film, but it's good.
Could we do a commentary track on that, or is it too serious?
I reckon if we had quite a bit of alcohol, we could probably rock one out.
I don't want to drink ever again.
Me neither.
Right now. Ask me again in a little bit. And the title is a reference to the movie Dead Poets Society.
Is it?
I have to get a clean take. The title of this episode, Dead Putting Society, is a reference to the title of the movie Dead Poets Society, starring Robin Williams.
Yeah, sorry.
The title of this episode, Dead Potting Society, is a reference to the title of the movie Dead Poet Society, starring Robin Williams and Ethan Hawke.
Oh, right, is it?
Great movie. I saw it
yeah.
for the first time last year, actually.
Nice.
It was a weird kind of
Alright.
gap in my film knowledge.
Right, yeah.
Like
yeah.
Gladiator, which I still haven't seen.
Oh, fucking hell.
I'll get round to it.
Yes.
This is something I did want to talk about.
Hmm.
There's a picture of the Flanders family in old-timey clothes in their basement bar, if you noticed that. It's like an old-timey kind of picture, like from a Wild West town.
There's like those sort of
Tons
go
of them
dress
in
up fucking
America,
pilgrim
where
experiences.
it's the town and you have actors who are there, and then a bunch
Yeah.
of families go and they dress up as well, and it's kind of meant to be like, but no one has guns and they can't shoot each other,
Yeah.
which is the best part of an Old West town.
Yeah.
You can't get in the bar fights either.
Yeah. I
We
mean, you
should-
can, you'll just get kicked out by security
We should go to an Old West
and probably
town.
tased.
If we're ever in America, you and I should go to an Old West town and record a little bit of content there.
That would be good. We need to record the content before we end up in a bar fight, though.
Yeah.
I mean, we could always get someone to record the bar fight, too.
But yeah, that vintage
Any more
kind of
trivia?
that vintage kind of
Oh, yes.
old timey kind of photograph is the exact type of thing that I would expect a nerdy family man like Ned Flanders to do with his family.
Yes, definitely.
Perfect.
The pumpkin
absolute,
patch sort of picking shit as well.
absolute perfect. That's like the modern Instagram equivalent, yeah.
Yes.
Perfect kind of bit of set dressing there for a
Mhm.
set that doesn't exist because this is an animated show. Helen Lovejoy and Maud Flanders are voiced by the same actress. And Ned Flanders and Reverend Lovejoy are both played by the same actor, David.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Isn't that interesting that the two kind of religious
Yeah,
families and
Very different style of religious sort of things going on.
yeah. But
Whatever.
they're both voiced by the same actor and actress in a married couple. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that fascinating?
It is.
You could write home to your family about that one.
I might.
In the early seasons, every character had personalised stationery. I got so caught up in Dead Poet Society jokes, I forgot about this absolute piece of bullshit. It doesn't mean anything. What does that mean?
Oh, I don't know.
I assume it means that when they were drawing Bart or Homer or Lisa or Marge, that they had a set of stationery that they would use.
like a color,
to draw-
a particular color palette.
Well,
and a
no, see, because it
particular-
was
Oh, wait,
the
no,
cells
that
were
would have been cells that would have
painted.
been painted.
They weren't drawn with like
So okay, with
it would have
particular
been
like
outline
pencil and pens.
and rulers and the like and
Yeah.
compasses and that kind of thing.
Maybe there was like particular sizes of like outlines that made it easier to draw certain portions,
Maybe.
or certain perspectives of the head and stuff.
Sometimes a piece of trivia is a mystery.
Yeah, even to the people who wrote it.
The show, David, this is my new segment. Who complained and why, David?
Oh,
Who complained? Who wrote into the show to complain this episode, David?
no,
I'll give you a hint, David. It's a certain. It's not an individual. It's a certain demographic.
Okay, a certain demographic. There's a demographic. So what representatives are we in this particular episode? Christians. We've got Christians.
It was not Christians,
Okay.
surprisingly enough. It wasn't conservatives either.
Okay.
Those are the two most common groups that complain about The Simpsons.
Yes.
It wasn't either of them.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
who could it have been, David? Who could it have been?
What else we got? We've got old people.
Oh, you're kind of close, but not quite. It's
We've got
the
old people in the
opposite.
library and that, but
It's the opposite demographic from that, David. What's the opposite of old people?
you're talking about like I'm a kid.
Well, you're actually
Children.
right. You're actually right. It's kids. It's children.
Holy shit.
You're right, David. It was children. Why would Why would children, David, complain about this episode of The Simpsons? What could children have to complain about?
Fuck all, it's The Simpsons.
Children, I'll read you the trivia now.
Yeah.
You got the who, just not the why.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
I don't fucking know.
The show received letters that children found the gorilla animatronic to be scary, which I think is easily the funniest joke in the entire episode. Homer can't get the golf ball through the gorilla's mouth.
Yeah.
He becomes very angry and he's moving his arms up and down. And he's
in the same way.
Unintentionally mimicking the movement of the giant gorilla behind him.
Exactly.
A real Quijibo of a move.
Yeah. And just out of fucking curiosity, why in God's earth does Haven, the kids, like Haven, you know, the kids' fucking holiday parks in the UK, have now
That's a
replaced their main character,
What?
the tiger,
It's funny. I've
with
never.
Greedy the gorilla.
They've
If they're all fucking afraid of gorillas.
copyright infringement. They've ripped us off. T-22 Productions, gorilla mascot.
I think they may have come before we did.
No. No, they're incorrect. 2020 was when we went public with Gorilla Boy.
It was a lot earlier than that. For Greedy.
I remember Haven Park because they used to be the sponsors of Primeval. Which is a show that I used to watch about portals and dinosaurs and the like.
I used to actually go to Haven.
I've never been.
I went there once when it was a Butlins in Ayr.
I'm what you call poor. I've never been. I've been. I'll tell you.
I used to go to the.
I'll give you a list of every theme park I've ever been to, just so you're curious, in case you're curious.
Okay.
M&D's once.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the end of the list.
Okay. I've got a bit of a longer list than that.
It's the whole shebang right there.
It's fair.
I've never been to a Disney nothing. Never been to a Universal nobody. Not even some of the better UK ones, mate.
I've been to M&D's
Sorry,
once.
I was wrong.
It's a bit
M&D's
shit.
twice. Which is somehow worse than M&D's once.
Yeah.
And both those times were with the school that I went to.
Oh,
The
okay.
school trips.
No, I didn't go with the school.
That's what it means to be poor.
I went once with a friend.
Quite a thing to live in. Quite a thing to visit M&D's, isn't it? That's what it means to be a slave. That was a Blade Runner reference.
Yeah. Oh fuck.
David.
Yep.
Lisa's training of Bart was loosely inspired by the movie The Karate Kid.
Right. Yeah.
Which I'm a big fan of. I love
Yes.
the Karate Kid movies. Actually, recently, just last year, rewatched the first 4.
Yeah.
And then I tried to watch 5 and with Jaden Smith.
yeah.
I almost said Hayden Christensen there. Jaden Smith. And I thought it was piss. Piss! I couldn't get through it. The only good thing about that movie, David, you know what it is. What's the one good thing about that movie?
Jackie Chan.
Hell yes.
The only thing.
And what's the second good thing about that movie?
Oh,
Which only has one good thing.
Jaden's mother.
Taraj P. Henderson.
That's her name.
Oh,
Yeah,
she's,
I can't remember.
she's
her name now.
hilarious.
Yeah.
She's wonderful. Great
Awesome.
actress.
Pick up your jacket.
Pick up your jacket. Yeah, I like Cobra Kai. I like the first 4 Karate Kid movies. That Jaden Smith movie struggled to get through.
Yeah.
It's really, looking at it now, just an ad for tourism to China.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Which is probably why.
But one of the reasons
He doesn't even do karate in the movie, just kung fu.
He does. Yeah. He does. However,
What's the karate?
one of the only reasons I used to actually watch that movie, The Karate Kid, is because during the Karate Kid, I might point out here, the Jaden Smith one.
Yes.
Fuck Jaden. The Jackie Chan one.
Yes, fuck the whole Smith family.
Yes.
Yes, the Jackie Chan movie.
The Jackie Chan movie.
Do you know, by the way, why Jaden Smith is in that movie?
No.
Because it was produced by Will Smith.
That explains a lot.
He bought the rights to the Karate Kid to make a remake starring his son.
Nice.
Yep.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you went to M&D's twice. I mean,
We all live different lives.
yeah, we fucking do.
David.
So, hold on. The whole reason I fucking watched that movie on a semi-regular basis is because during the time that it had come out and I wanted to watch it and watched it a few times, is the same sort of time that I actually wanted to go to China. So it did fit very nicely with what I wanted to watch.
We were talking about you wanting to go to China earlier on.
Yeah.
About how it's an interesting country, but can't go now.
Don't really want to go anymore.
Don't really want to go now.
No. I also used to do Kung Fu, so that helped.
Oh yeah, I
a
remember
lot.
that, yeah. There was originally a scene where Flanders took the bet to Lovejoy to seek his approval.
Mm.
I think that's unnecessary.
Definitely.
And slows the pacing of the episode.
Yeah.
You've already got the scene where Flanders is phoning Lovejoy. You don't really want to load in an episode with two
No.
Lovejoy Flanders jokes.
Yeah.
Bad. Glad it got cut.
Yeah.
The golf announcer who doesn't speak, David, is a character from season 1. Can you tell me which episode that character shows up in and what role he plays in that episode? Just testing your
Is
Simpsons
he
knowledge here. I'll give you a massive clue.
Is he in a similar role as an announcer?
No. But I'll give you a massive
Okay.
clue. I'm going to tell you his name straight up.
All right.
Mr. Fisk.
I recognize the name.
Mm-hmm. Season 1 episode.
That didn't narrow it
Give
down
you
all
another
that
clue.
much.
It's not the first episode and it's not the last episode. It's somewhere in between. So that's taking it down from 12 to 10 episodes.
Oh, fuck my life. Okay, so...
I mean, this is pretty simple stuff. What kind of Simpson fan doesn't know Mr. Fisk?
Me.
From his 2 appearances, one where he has very few lines in season 1, and one where he has no lines in season 2.
Very good. I don't know if I'm going to get it, mate.
The golf announcer who doesn't speak is Mr. Fisk, the father of the groom from Homer's Night Out in season 1.
Fucking hell. Yeah, I was never getting that one.
You had the chance to change history.
No. It's dangerous. Butterfly effect.
Knees weak, arms are heavy, there's vomit on your sweater already, mum's spaghetti.
Yeah.
One chance, one shot, pop off, you blew it.
Yep.
Wiggum, we've already done that one. Wiggum can be seen in the scoreboard.
Yeah.
By Bart. That is the end of 3 Blind Mice trivia. What's the theme again? 3 blind. Something.
Why does it sound like a Russian march?
I don't even know what
Well,
song
it's
I
going to
did.
be fairly appropriate, I suppose.
Let's tell you what. I'll take that audio clip of me singing at the start. I'll play it here. Here you go. Here's the theme. I promise I'll remember it next time. Oh God. Three blind mice trivia. What now?
Thoughts on the episode?
No,
we've already done that.
I don't really think there is much to do for.
Not really.
Boy, I sure hope someone got fired for that blunder, David.
No.
There's one. Take it away.
No, you go for it. You spotted it.
This is none of you spotted it.
Oh fuck! I did. So I did.
This is your segment,
Yes,
man.
I did spot it.
Take
It was
us
the
there,
fact that it wasn't really it's not the worst.
No,
But it was something that I brought to Connor's attention, and he did point out that he had spotted it as well in the episode, and that is Homer's hair.
I didn't spot it until after you pointed it out. I want to give you full credit here.
Fair enough.
Full credit.
So Homer's hair,
Mm-hmm.
which is supposed to be a zigzag, basically a nice pointy sort of V or W shape, continued, I guess, is in this almost entirely through the episode. Just a nice curvy squiggle.
Yeah, not what it should look like at all.
No.
I guess it makes more sense for here to be a curly squiggle at the back than a zigzag.
I suppose.
But I don't like it.
No. It looked weird as soon as I spotted it, it looked very weird. And it kept drawing my eye to it.
Yeah.
I think it's just because it was just so different from what I'm used to.
Yeah, I get that.
But yeah,
I think that's the
basically
only
it.
animation error.
Yeah.
Is there anything else we need to talk about this, David?
We haven't said anything about the animation that was quite good, like the shot through the
that's right.
through the glass.
I forgot about the other news segment because that's what this show needs. More segments.
Woo!
Woo! David's one shot of animation that he actually quite liked. Which is the
I'm
name
glad
of
you
this.
did it in a very monotonous,
No, which is the name.
bored-sounding voice.
Which is the name of this segment. It's David's
Yeah.
one bit of animation that he actually quite liked.
Yeah.
What was your one bit of animation that you actually quite liked in this one? And if you could please include the title of the segment in your statement, as if it was an essay.
My one bit of animation that I actually quite liked
Yes, David.
in this particular episode was that shot where you get the sort of camera angle looking through as it transitions through the milkshake glass.
Yes.
And you see Bart's head sort of warp with the effect
Of the
you get
glass,
when you look
yeah.
through the glass. It was really quite well done.
Yes.
It was very quite well done.
Quite well done.
Yeah,
Quite well done.
I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
That was I appreciated it.
That's
It was
the
good.
end of David's one bit of animation that he actually quite liked.
Yep.
Any final thoughts on the episode, David?
I am bone dry at this point.
Have we talked about everything? Have we covered everything? Did we cover...
No.
Oh my god, he's jumping out of his seat.
Oh, I fucking remembered something.
Oh my god, we didn't talk about the craziest thing in this episode.
No, we
I'm so glad
fucking
you
didn't.
remembered. I would have
So-
made us sit down and re-record if this wasn't the case.
Yes. So we didn't
Just-
do any research like we said we were gonna, but
Oh
Fuck
yeah,
it.
well,
it is what it is.
it's been a long night.
It has. So the golf presenter that did actually talk,
Yes,
not the one that we know.
not Mr. Fisk,
That's
the
the
other one, the British one.
Yep. At one point, comments on the sportsmanship
Yes,
that Bart and Todd are showing by drawing instead of continuing the competition.
yes.
Says that's the best bit of sportsmanship and
Camaraderie. Yes.
since Mountbatten gave Egypt back to the Punjabis.
Now,
That is a direct quote.
yeah,
by the
I
way.
don't believe that Punjabi is a used term now.
It is not, I don't think. I wouldn't say it's a good idea to say it.
No,
Certainly.
we're... Wait a minute.
What?
Hold on a second. We're wrong.
What?
Punjabi, sometimes spelled Panjabi, is an Indo-Aryan language native to the Punjab region of Pakistan and India.
Yeah.
It is one of the most widely spoken native languages in the world with approximately 130 million native speakers. It's a region of Pakistan and India. I guess it is fine. It's not a slur that I can see. No one's saying it's a slur.
I don't know if most of these places have been to Scotland before. It's definitely
Punjab-
utilised
Oh,
as a
wait a
slur.
second. I'm on my favourite website, Racial Slur Database. And it says here, Punjab is an official entry on Racial Slur Database.
There we go.
Race, Indians. Oh my god.
What?
Punjab is the Indian character from Little Orphan Annie. Also represents the Punjab region of India near the Punjab River. When the British took over India, they used it as a derogatory term for the natives there.
Fucking knew it was. I fucking knew it
So
was.
it is a derogatory
Yes,
term invented
it
by
is.
the British. Or should
Of
I
course.
say the English?
Continued largely by the Scottish.
What can you do?
Usually some drunk football fucking idiot.
I fucking...
So
yeah, so it was like invented by the British.
yeah, yes, invented by the British. So
But
yeah,
it,
so it is
but the word also does have...
It does have- official connotations as well.
but not the way that it was used in this episode.
No, it definitely didn't. appear that way.
No.
And we had to rewind it a few times to genuinely believe that it actually was the case.
We couldn't figure out what he was saying at first, and you had to put subtitles on.
We had to put the subtitles on to actually see what he was actually saying to start with, because we couldn't get the Mountbatten was really throwing me there in Egypt.
Simpsons,
crack it.
You're cancelled.
Yeah.
We're cancelling The Simpsons.
Yeah.
We're doing what Fox never could and cancelling The Simpsons. We're doing what Fox never could and Disney never will.
Oh, Christ. Never.
Cancelling The Simpsons.
Wait a minute. Why is this even on Disney? Why is that? They've edited other stuff out of Disney Plus.
They have censored other things. I imagine they just don't care about those people.
That's weird. There's a lot of people. There's a massive population in India.
Are they watching Disney Plus? No.
I don't know.
Fuck them. They're not
according to quote unquote Disney.
I'm speaking as Mickey Mouse here.
Yeah.
They're not watching Disney Plus, so I don't care. It's what Mickey Mouse is saying.
Must be.
There is. Here's a little hint to a future episode.
What's that?
There is an episode that we're going to cover next season, at the start of next season, which is not on Disney Plus.
Oh, they pulled it
entirely.
Ouch.
The only way to watch it is if you have the DVD, the old DVD, which I do.
Holy shit. They don't even have it in the new DVDs, or in the more recent ones.
Season 3, Episode 1. Do me a favour and don't look at what it is.
I'm not gonna.
I want you to be surprised when we cover it.
I never look at this shit.
Final thoughts, David. Anything that we really need to cover now?
I don't think so. I think we covered quite a...
I really enjoyed all of the mini golf stuff and showing all the different statues. The Grim Reaper one, especially, where the Grim Reaper spinning around and it's like a graveyard.
Yeah.
Abraham Lincoln, where his legs are flapping open.
I don't know why, but it's cool.
That mini golf course does show up in future episodes as well.
All right, nice.
Can you remember how?
No.
Okay, we'll get to it when we get to it.
Fair enough. I vaguely recollect like the yieldy whatever it is, yieldy course or something.
Yeah, well, it's something very specific. It's a very specific part of the golf course.
Right. Okay.
One specific hole.
I don't know.
And another 2 specific holes, if you get what I'm saying. Listen back to this episode in the future and laugh.
Fair enough.
We covered how much we love seeing Bart and Lisa train.
Yeah.
The Karate Kid stuff and the tree falling in the woods.
The sort of like training montage there that didn't really fall into any tropes.
Yeah, it managed to avoid all the major tropes I feel like a later episode would have fallen into.
Definitely.
It didn't use Eye of the Tiger or any kind of similar music.
Yeah.
I love all the stuff where it's like going to the library and you kind of get that sense of Bart and Lisa exploring Springfield from a child's level that I really enjoyed, and seeing them out in the woods around Springfield as well. I always find that kind of magical.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I think there really is a lot of good stuff in this episode that just
you know what,
just gets overshadowed though. That's the problem.
I would say the bit that really lets this episode down is Homer and Ned. I think they're
the focus of the episode.
Yeah, honestly, I think their rivalry is what pulls this episode down.
Yeah.
I think if you shifted focus and you took out that weird "wear your wife's dress" thing, which I think is outdated now.
Yeah.
I think if you made it more of a Bart,
almost like
a Todd.
Todd, yeah.
If you made it more of a Bart,
like
Todd,
almost
rivalry,
like a golf Rocky.
Going on. And their dads, Homer and Ned, do get involved, but as like coaches.
Yes.
Rather than a rivalry between themselves.
Yeah.
And then you still have that aspect later on where Bart and Todd call it a draw. But you have that weird ending with the dresses, which I think is strange and inappropriate now.
It's just weird.
Maybe people are going to cancel us for saying it's inappropriate. They're going to say we've gone too woke.
This is weird.
Yeah, it's strange.
I mean, you're just in a dress. So what?
Let's call it an episode.
Why the fuck did you agree to it in the first place?
Why would Ned Flanders agree to that? Because he's conservative Christian.
Exactly. Why would Ned agree to that? Why would Homer agree to that? Why would Homer care? He would be hammered on Duff if he was doing that.
Ned Flanders also mentions in this episode during that scene that he was part of a fraternity.
Yeah.
Which never comes up again and doesn't fit his character at all.
No, because he would never be in a fraternity.
Let's call it a night there.
Yeah. Anyway, we're starting to pick the episode apart now, so it's time to end.
David, take us out.
This has been Insert Brain Here, a Simpsons podcast. I've been your host, David. With me, as always, was my co-host, Connor.
Good night, everyone. Goodbye.
Very good. This is a T for 22
sorry,
production.
I said the wrong thing. That's been me.
Ah, there we go.
I've been myself, yes.
This has been a T for 22 production. You can find us on our socials. Take it away, Connor.
You can follow us on Instagram at InsertBrainHerePod or on Twitter at T422. You can find us in this podcast on YouTube, Spotify, and all major and minor podcasting hosts.
Mm-hmm.
You can also find us on our website, insertbrainhere.podcastpage.io. That's insertbrainhere.podcastpage.io.
Awesome.
I think that's everything.
Yeah.
Wonderful stuff.
Smell
you later. What was I said last episode? Good night and goodbye.
Yeah.
And good luck.
Yes.
And good fry.
Yeah, you did.
Cut that out. Don't put it back in 2 episodes. It's not funny this time.
That.
What will I say this episode, David? What will I say to cap off this episode?
Yeah, I don't know. What have we got?
Weekly wankadoo.
Oh. That wasn't me being disappointed. That was me starting the weekly wankadoo.
That was it. You have to have a weekly wankadoo to keep your prostate nice and healthy.
That's the one.
That's our health tip of the week. That's the one. Good night.
Good night.